Natural selection is the process by which species adapt to their environment, according to Fujiyama in 2017. During natural selection, species will age and develop based on the environmental factors surrounding them. This means that the intended development phases of organisms can be altered through changing conditions around them. So now you know that, did you know that giraffes didn't always have long necks? Keep watching and you'll find out more. This is Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, who is a French naturalist, which is the study of animals and plants. Lamarck's theory is a two-part piece known as the Theory of Transformation, released in his Philosophy Zoologique text published in 1809. It refers to two different parts, use, disuse, and the inheritance of acquired traits. Lamarck's theory regarding natural selection suggests that animals adapted over time through environmental conditions, which has influenced both their habits and organs, so that the regular progression of the species that should have taken place is often scarcely recognisable, as concluded by Lamarck in 1809. Lamarck theorised how giraffes stretching their necks in order to reach food in high places would result in the offspring in later generations of giraffes inheriting the long neck trait. Every species which is yet to pass the limit of its development, a constant and repetitive use of any organ gradually strengthens, which develops and enlarges that organ, suggested by Lamarck in 1809. Lamarck believed that evolution happened as per a plan that had already been set out. This is Charles Darwin. He was an English naturalist like Lamarck. Darwin is known for developing his theory of evolution by natural selection over a 30-year period. According to Darwin Online in 2002, Darwin previously said, "I am convinced that natural selection has been the main but not the exclusive means of modification." Darwin believed the way organisms evolve is completely irrelevant to their needs and wants. For the purpose of his studies, he embarked on a 5-year trip around the world during the 19th century. This leads to our next topic. Charles Darwin's discoveries relates to the topic of evidence of natural selection. He collected various specimens whilst exploring the Galapagos Islands. Among these, Darwin collected 13 finches. He noticed the similarity between the birds' beaks, plumage, and the form of their bodies, though each were examples of differentiated species. He noted the similarity of these finches to those found in the mainland. I have stated that in the 13 species of ground finches, nearly perfect gradation may be traced, from a beak extraordinarily thick to one so fine, indicated by Darwin and restated by Keynes in 2001. This shows that Darwin's theory has physical evidence of various locations and environmental factors impacting the development of the finches. Of the two theories, Darwin's is celebrated. Due to the lack of evidence Lamarck's theory contained, his theory could not be confirmed through experiments, so it was disregarded, as suggested by Britannica in 2017. Darwin's theory was both relevant and rich in evidence, such as the finches and their relation to evolution. Evolution is supported by natural processes. Without environmental factors involved within natural selection, species could not evolve. Natural selection is a critical process of evolution, as suggested by a Berkeley website regarding natural selection. Changing conditions are the evidence for the organisms located on Earth today, all through evolution by natural selection.